Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Cheap Seats. This is our FPL show, the show that gives you everything that you need to know just before you make those transfers for the game week. I'm just going to move Cyrus and Dean up because Dean shows his background shows our partners a little bit better than Cyrus. We are partnered with Classic Shirts today, so please do go out and check them out. Before I ask the guys how they are, let me just show you the shirt of the week. Wahid's the guy who selects our shirt of the week. So this week he's decided to go for violence. And I'm not happy about it, but maybe it's because they're playing Chelsea later on tonight. So here it is. It's the blue 0809. I know I said 0708, but I have put in the request to no longer be the slide maker of this team. It's a lovely kit where Manchester United won the Club World Cup. That even has that insignia there in the middle, as Wahid calls it. It's the big boy shirt. Wahid, how much of that reminds you of the glory days compared to what's happening now?
The glory days, Wayne Rooney, Park Ji-sung, and Cristiano Ronaldo on the break at the Emirates. I'll never forget those days.
For me, it's the free kick. I can't. I get that one on the break. I just can't get over that free kick.
The free kick was bad goalkeeping and a speculative shot. The other one was like poetry. It was absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, hold up. Wait, how many of Cristiano Ronaldo's goals do you think are just poor goalkeeping? All of them.
Whoa, I mean, man, it was Manuel and Almunia. You might as well have had like a tree stump or Fellaini in goal.
Didn't he score a free kick recent game? You said the same thing. Nah, it's just poor goalkeeping.
It went straight through Tim Krul. Like, just catch the ball. It's your entire job. You have one job.
Okay, he's got one job. But anyway, if you like this kit, please do go to Classic Shirts that I remember.
Don't tell my wife, but I may or may not have accidentally ordered that kit this morning. But
everybody who's watching, don't tell Wahid's wife.
Don't tell Wahid.
I may or may not have accidentally ordered that kit this morning. That may or may not be why it's the kit of the week.
Okay, look. You can go to classicshirts.co.za, go to their YouTube, their Instagram page, and do what Wahid did. But please don't tell his wife. Use the Cheap Seats discount code to allay the fear. So this is the secret keeper here. The discount code. Use Cheap Seats 50, and you can keep Wahid's secret for the rest of your life.
I do have something to say though. In our last show, we spoke about Todd Boehly and them buying Chelsea, and we joked about him being the Jets owner. He's not. That was the Ricketts family who were kicked out of the bidding process. He's actually the LA Dodgers and LA Sparks and part owner of the LA Lakers. So we'd be family in a way.
Even then,
that's worse.
We'd be family in a way. But we certainly know about Showtime. That's
okay.
The key thing.
Showtime Chelsea.
It's just going to keep LeBron on the books, like you guys are going to keep Lukaku then for 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. Lukaku's going to earn every single one of those cents. He'll be like, yeah, carry on, Romelu. We'll see you 1 goal a year. Happy with that.
Okay. It's our FPL show. So, Dean, how is your FPL week going? We're going to game week 35. How's it been so far?
It's not great. And my FPL performance is directly linked to Arsenal's performance. Well, inverse to Arsenal. If Arsenal do well, my FPL does bad because I will never have an Arsenal player in my team.
Right.
Unfortunately, when Saka scores goals, I don't get points.
You get no points.
Wait, so hold up. You put money down onto Manchester United beating us. So you had like Bruno and Cristiano in your team, and now they just all fail.
No, so I just didn't have Saka.
Any Arsenal.
The whole world has Saka.
So
unfortunately, I had a bit of a dip. So I went from like 48,000 to 54,000 in the world. Reece James not playing is a big issue, putting a lot of money in defense, and he's getting all of 0 points. And some of the guys just didn't kick on. Spurs getting 0-0 with Brentford. So Son and Kulusevski nowhere. Salah just had an assist. So it was a bit of a bare week, but it's fine. There's a couple double game weeks coming up. Lots of moves going to happen, which we'll get into now. So yeah, it's still a lot to play for.
Wahid and Cyrus, are you guys still in the game or still?
What's in the game?
Look, I'm just asking. Like, are you still actively making transfers?
Yes, I do. I actively go for it. Ever since that time, I said I retired, and then I actually had a great season this season. this is one of my better FPL seasons, and I need to stop caring as much as I have, because then I start, really racking my brain over whether or not I need to have certain players in. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I mean, like as is, if I try and see where we are in the league, I'm doing okay. It could be worse. I'm 12th in our league, and that's not bad for me. That's not bad for me. Wahid, where are you?
I am like mid-table ish. No, I'm like lower mid-table, 34th out of 52. So
Okay.
yeah.
And in Paul?
Okay. I don't know, but someone will tell me. I think I'm 15th or 17th or
15,
something like that. I don't
15,
know.
yeah.
I'm 3 millionth in the world. 3,106,498th in the world.
So close.
Really
Yes.
pushing
But-
the leaders.
But what we do is, because you've done well previously, we have you on the show because that's what we want from our guys. You can have a bad season, but it doesn't mean that you're a bad player.
Basically, like United, they were good.
Exactly,
Really
they had
long
one
ago.
bad season.
And we just
Hashtag
keep bringing
Harry
it
Maguire.
I don't understand how you still like the dude. Like, I look at him and I'm like, as a defender, I can't. I just can't. No. But anyway, we're not going to talk Harry Maguire here. Let's talk our transfers for the week. I'm going to start myself, start this time just to go through it all. This week I've decided to, oh my word, I've made another error, but it's fine.
Yeah.
That's not Jay Adams.
Don't do it in a rush, bud. Don't do it in a rush. Oh my word.
I have been doing it in a rush, and I know why. I don't know why I'm captaining Kelechi and Nacho, but anyway, I thought I changed it. I'm actually captaining Mo Salah, and I'm also picking Roman Saiz. Maybe that's the reason why I'm where I am in the league. But my differential is a really interesting one. Came out of, I think, a discussion Dean had, I think 2 weeks ago with about Fabian Schär and Newcastle. He's had a really great couple of weeks. He didn't play last weekend, so that's an interesting one. But I think Fabian Schär is a nice little differential, owned by 3, I think it was 5%, largely because Tino Livramento is now injured. So that was my issue. So I don't know. This is like a situation. So let's see how this one's going to go. Dean's one. Yay! Got it right.
Well done.
Dean, what did you thinking for this week?
So I brought in Madison 2 weeks ago, and I remember on the show I said Leicester assets are a bit of a conundrum at the moment because they're going to pay a lot more attention to their efforts in Europe. They're like 9th in the league, so there's going to be a lot of rotation. Madison then missed that game, but I still brought him in because I thought he could do the business against Villa this past weekend, and he had a double game week. I can't remember who it was against. But now they're in Europe again, and there's games. They've got a lot of doubles back-to-back. So Leicester's going to be rotated even more. And Madison will play in Europe, and they then play Tottenham on Sunday. So very quick rotation. I don't think Madison is going to play, so he's out. Coutinho in because he has got 5 games in 3 weeks. So, and one of those are Norwich. So Norwich this week, he's then got a double and another double. So Aston Villa assets are going to become a lot more owned. So Coutinho is an easy transfer for me. I am also then looking at the differential of Foden because I think Foden, City's games are ridiculously easy for the rest of the Premier League, and they're probably going to have a double in either 36 or 37. So if that happens, it'll be insane. Foden, though, is obviously at risk of Pep Roulette, so you don't know which City attacker to choose. Foden does look pretty nailed, though, so that's the reason why I'm going Coutinho. He's going to play pretty much every single game. I don't think Gerrard's going to leave him on the bench, but Foden is a sneaky one there, which I think could come right. And then Captain Mo Salah. I don't think there are any better captains. Probably maybe a Spurs asset against Leicester because Leicester's defense are a bit leaky, but again, Spurs can't score goals at the moment, so I wouldn't go there. And then if you have Kevin De Bruyne, maybe City versus Leeds, and Leeds are leaky. I reckon it's pretty easy to back there, but you just, again, don't know if he's going to rotate. You know, a lot of guys are looking at Jesus, bringing him in after he scored 4 against Watford, plays in the midweek against Champions League, and then he could get rotated out and we won't see him again for 2 weeks. So it's very up in the air, and even maybe a Chelsea against Everton. So getting back to it, captain Salah, Newcastle, easy captain's armband for me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he went the other way, and he's doing something that you haven't done, and that is using Arsenal players. So, Wahid, have you now just realized that after
Tell
the
me
beatdown
why
he
you're
gave
taking Coutinho out, Wahid?
Because he hasn't had a good game week in 5.
So,
Like,
okay,
he's
that's
done
fine.
absolutely nothing in 5 game weeks. And it's not like he's had the hardest fixtures. He's played Leicester, Spurs. I mean, that's an easy one. Wolves, Arsenal, West Ham. The last time he got anything was against Leeds, but who doesn't do as well against Leeds? So, like, I mean, he's just not doing anything. And Saka seems to be doing, like, way more on a weekly basis.
Coutinho
Especially
struggled
against
against Villa. Have had a tough run of games though in the past 5. I know you
And
said
then
those are all easy teams, but they're not.
They've got Norwich. Then Burnley, looks like
Burnley.
an easy fixture, but Burnley are fighting for their lives. That's not an easy fixture. Liverpool, a tough fixture. Palace and Burnley again, fighting for their lives, and then City at the end. So it's not like they've got the easiest run of fixtures, even though he's got a couple of double game weeks. Whereas Arsenal go West Ham, Leeds, Spurs, Newcastle, Everton. I mean, I can't see a hard game in there.
You can't see a hard game in there, though Newcastle probably won't be a walkover.
Newcastle won't.
Yeah, so Newcastle, the one that might.
It's a very poor attempt at a joke, Wahid. Very poor attempt at a joke against Spurs.
Okay. Finally, Cyrus, you've gone with your picks, bringing Conor Gallagher, taking Reece James out largely due to injury. Jacob Ramsey. That's a name that I wasn't expecting, and you're also captaining Mo.
So the Salah captaincy just makes sense. I mean, they're playing against Newcastle. He's got a pretty good record against Newcastle. And also it might put the mockers on Liverpool if I captain him. So, you know, if I look at it, this could work out either way. I get really good FPL points if Salah performs well and Liverpool win. And if Liverpool don't do well, then it knocks them in the league, and then I get to be a happy guy who doesn't have to hear Liverpool guys going on and on and on about them. But the other thing for me was I've just been struggling in the midfield, and I think that's where I look at it, and I think Coutinho's been the linchpin for Aston Villa, but I also feel as if he's been one of the guys who has brought in the likes of Jacob Ramsey as a player around him, and I think he might benefit from having Coutinho play well as opposed to Coutinho actually scoring the goal. So I went with that in mind and saying I think that Villa should have some good games coming up. Ramsey and his points totals over the last 4 weeks have not been bad at all. So I figured, right, I'll just put some Ramsey in. As a differential, not really owned by too many people. I think he's one of those more of a bench player. And then Reece James, it's the injury stuff.
What's happening with Reece James? What's happening with Reece James? Is he playing? Is he not playing?
I think he's going to play tonight. Or he's going to play against United. But then we don't know what that's going to mean long term because he'll play and then have to sit out a game. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. And this is the thing. I think they're definitely managing Reece James, and he's a great FPL option if he plays right wing back. But he's playing right centre back, so they can try and manage his minutes. The last time he played right centre back. So then immediately Reece James is not a good option FPL.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people should get rid of him.
Look, I'm with you on that, especially when they start playing him right centre back, and that's primarily been because of just how poorly Malang Sarr played in the one game. I think it was against Arsenal where it was an absolute calamity. But using Nathaniel Chalobah has allowed them to push Reece James to different positions, and I think that Rudiger being back, because he might be back for United, should give them another option.
That's it.
If Christensen, Rudiger, and Thiago Silva are fit, then Reece James will play right wing back. If not, then they're going to have to utilize him as cover in the middle. He can play there, and that doesn't help you from an FPL perspective. So that's why I was just like, look, I'd rather move off him. I do expect Chelsea to get some points, but the problem is you just don't know where the goals are coming from, much like with Spurs. The difference being we can call on like a Pulisic to score late in a game, whereas Spurs might just ask the bus driver to come on because they don't really have many.
Reach on Stevie Bergwijn.
And I kind of like the guy, but yeah, it's just
He's going to
there aren't
United.
that many.
He'll go to United.
Bergwijn. Sure, why not?
Okay, cool, guys. Are there any other captaincy picks that you would like to talk about? I know we all go Salah every week, and I know Wahid went to Kevin De Bruyne because they're playing
De Bruyne
Leeds.
is a good one.
Then is Gabriel Jesus a sneaky captaincy pick because you think they might not drop him after the amount of goals he scored,
No.
especially against Leeds?
I think they drop him.
Yeah. I think if you're looking for a really sneaky option, potentially Cristiano Ronaldo. I have a feeling United might actually get a win against Brentford, and anything that will any win that comes for United will be led by Cristiano Ronaldo.
Led by him, yeah.
And his goal against Arsenal was actually superbly well taken. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just really surprised he didn't take the penalty. Because he's like a penalty.
I honestly don't think his head was in it. I think he scored that goal. There's so much happening in his personal life, and there's a lot going on with him that I think they figured. Look, Bruno's been. I mean, Penandes. Sorry, this guy's whole reputation and name was built off being good at the spot, and it was just such a poor pen. But I think Ronaldo's a sneaky pick.
So Dean, Kane this weekend. No Kane this weekend against.
No Kane this weekend. But I will say, if you have nothing to play for, I'm not brave enough to make this move. Take out James, put in Matty Cash from Villa, and captain him against Norwich. That will be. He can score goals.
Okay, wait. Repeat that, Dean. Repeat that. What are you saying? We must take.
Get rid of Reece James if you've got Reece James, or get rid of any defender. Matty Cash is 5.2, I think. He plays Norwich. He's for sure going to play, and he can score goals. So the clean sheet, I don't want to say is almost banked, but I think it's pretty much banked on it from a Villa perspective. And he can score goals. Captain him, and you go. And I mean, if I'm 3 millionth in the world, what does it matter?
Well, the person who's 3 millionth in the world is telling us to watch out for Garnacho and Hannibal. Alejandro Garnacho. And Hannibal.
We all like our youth teams, Hannibal Medjugorje, but I don't know. Let's see, because so you've got United playing Chelsea and then United playing Brentford, and I don't know.
Sancho's injured as well now.
Sancho injured.
Yeah. Well, Sancho's ill.
Okay.
Injured in his body.
And Paul, for real, is Saka injured?
No, he's not. No. Well, we'll find out. He'll play. Trust me, it's getting to the point where Mikel's gonna demand guys to play, even if they're like got slight niggles. Because if you think about it, without Saka,
holding his leg next to him.
Yes, they'll put a 75% Saka over Nicolas Pepe, and they've done that multiple times this season. And yeah, so that's how it is.
Pepe or 72 million Pepe? What?
The 72 million write-off. We're gonna write it over this.
It's weird. We all have those assets except for Dean. You look at Maguire, you look at the 80 mil, you look at Lukaku, you see the 90 mil, you look at Pepe, you see the 72 mil, and you think the world's gone insane.
Ours is in Ndombele. We let him go back to Lyon. We literally gave him back to the people who bought him.
But what are you writing off there? You're writing.
Why are you limiting this to Lukaku? You got to look at your goal at Kepa.
I'm talking
just
about
look all around your field, Cyrus.
We've got tons of places where you can be like, wow, we really paid that much for Werner. But at least Timo started to look like a player in the last couple of weeks. Kepa has literally been there handing Mendy drinks. So yeah, I'm with you, bud. I'm with you. But back then we had the money to just toss at these guys. Now that's no longer an option.
Hindsight 2020.
Yes, hindsight 2020 is great, and hindsight 2020 is great for all of you. You've heard all the views from the panel and the guys. And largely Dean, just listen to what he says. He's the one. The rest of us just give you options, really good options. Actually, I think some left field calls there that are going to help you get from wherever you are. But hopefully you're going to finish strong, and all the best for this weekend. I know Manchester United play on Monday. They're in that realm where they're no longer in Europe, and now they're playing on Monday nights, which is awesome. Monday to Monday. It's a really lovely feeling. I hope they enjoy it for the next couple of seasons.
Got
Outside
Thursday
of that,
night, we got Monday night on Monday. I mean, yeah.
What a time
yes,
to be alive.
but outside of that, thank you very much from the team here at Cheap Seats. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the football, and goodbye. And Lesale Kakakiso.